time to start our last Caring for Dolphins session here at the Wild Coast of the Vancouver Aquarium, where we're going to discover animal health care is our #1 priority at the Vancouver Aquarium, and through that we can learn so much about the animals that we do take care for and then even help protect them. Training is not complete without trainers, so let me introduce you to a couple of our fantastic marine mammal trainers. Joining us down on the dock we have Charlotte and Katie. And together we have the opportunity to get to know and take care of some very amazing dolphins. In fact, Helen and Hannah are a kind of dolphin that you may not be so familiar with. We have Hannah down here closest to me, and we have Helen at the far side of the This is your first chance to get a good look at their whole entire bodies. Has anyone seen this kind of dolphin before? No, not really too many of you. And I'm not surprised, there's only 4 facilities in North America that do take care of them, the others being in the southern eastern states of the United States of America. But for us here, one of the things that we're really lucky for is that we see them off our coast. British Columbia has been seeing Pacific white-sided dolphins, the species that these dolphins are, in more increasing numbers since the mid-1980s. This gets researchers so excited, we want to discover more about them. But you know what? Luckily here too, we take care of Helen and Hannah, so we can learn so much from them firsthand. When it comes to learning from them, we first have to take care of them, and that includes a lot of different things. Animal husbandry has 2 different sides, basic and advanced. When it comes to basic husbandry, it's about the visual inspections. Each and every day the trainers come out here, they look at their bodies from tip to tail, making sure that no nicks, scratches, or scrapes have been coming up since the last time they were out here, which may have been just a mere few hours ago. You may see our trainers do get hands-on to inspect, and this is really demonstrating the strong bond of trust that has been created over time of working together. We want to make sure that nothing escapes our notice and that anything that would be concerned can be looked at in more advanced husbandry behaviors. Advanced husbandry is the kind of things that we're familiar with when we go visit the doctor's office. With ourselves, I'm sure maybe people have been asked by a doctor to provide a blood sample in the past. Can anyone point to the part of body that you would have a blood sample drawn from? Yeah, maybe from the inner part of your arm. Well, it's a very different place from our dolphins. It's from the very powerful side at their back. It is their tail. Because the blood vessels at that area of a dolphin, as you can see from Hannah giving everyone a little tail wave there, is a place where the blood vessels are close to the surface. And from there we can extract a blood sample very easily. This is a voluntary process. You don't see us doing this here, but what we'll do is practice the positioning and the kind of behavior that is associated with it, so when the time comes to take an actual sample, our dolphins are very familiar with it and comfortable as well. This is always to make sure that they know that this kind of training is part of a positive relationship. If anything were to be considered there, well, that's not the only kind of sample we can take. Our dolphins are also trained to provide voluntary urine samples as well as stool samples. And then we even have a veterinarian team on site that comes out here to investigate anything further. So I don't know about you, but it sounds like a pretty amazing healthcare system. You have daily checkups and your own personal doctor team. It's a lot better than what people get sometimes, but it's essential because we want to make sure our animals are nice and healthy. Of course, medical stuff is just a portion of it. It's essential, but it's not the only thing. When you guys think of dolphins, can you shout out some words to me that you use to describe them? Flippers, okay. Awesome. Anything else? How about energetic or powerful or playful? Fast, absolutely. Maybe even noisy. We get to see a lot of different behaviors. And a lot of impressive noises from these dolphins on a regular basis off our coast. So right here, Helen and Hannah are demonstrating all these natural behaviors that we are encouraging as well. When it comes to them, well, their bodies are, of course, a big component as they are powerful and athletic animals. I mean, look at the power behind Hannah and Helen previously to lift their bodies out and to walk across the water. I don't know about you, but I certainly can't do that. But just like trainers for athletes, like the Olympians we were watching, we want to make sure that these animals are getting enough conditioning for their whole body, so their muscles are staying nice and healthy. So regular exercise is very important. But exercise doesn't just include the body, it also includes the mind. And what you can see here are different behaviors being practiced. This allows some variety, but also challenging them to use ones that they may not use on a regular basis. It's similar to us. I'm sure some of you challenge your brains on a regular basis to stay mentally active. Anyone like puzzles, or Sudoku, or computer games, and things like Angry Birds? They all challenge us to think over a challenge and to overcome an obstacle with a very positive result in the end. And that's what we do here. We encourage new challenges, new behaviors to be learned, so that the dolphins, as an intelligent animal, are staying very mentally active and very healthy in their minds. You might be wondering how this is all possible. As you might notice, our trainers aren't speaking dolphin, because we don't know how. If anyone understands Helen, feel free to come on over and chat with us. You probably get a trainer job today. But of course, they don't speak any human language either. So the best way to really communicate is through a training method called operant conditioning positive reinforcement. It's based on a strong bond of trust. So our trainers, like Katie and Charlotte, come out here every day to build and maintain that. And once it's established, they can then move on to train new behaviors, or just beginning ones as well. You can start very simply by using hand directions, motions for them to follow back and forth so they know what is going, what they're asking for.
Easy,
so you can see, Katie's giving you a simple demonstration of that. And then finally, once that has been achieved, you can replace it by one simple hand signal by itself. And that way, like Hannah right there, knows exactly what's being asked of her. But we need to signal to them, we need to indicate that they've achieved what was asked. And that's where the whistle comes into play. The whistle means good work, great job, come back and receive a reward. So what do you think is a great reward for a dolphin? No, you got it, absolutely. Fish. It's an excellent part of their diet. Herring and squid and capelin are part of a healthy diet, but are great fishy treats too. So to say, good work, that's exactly what I asked. But it's not the only method. You'll see our trainers give rubs and high fives as a way to say that as well. Dolphins seem to be quite tactile in nature and do appreciate that interaction. And it's always a positive relationship. You might wonder, what happens if a dolphin doesn't do what you asked for? You may have noticed I've been saying ask the whole time. It's a question to them. It's voluntary if they want to participate or not. If they don't want to, we can ask again. Maybe they were simply confused, but if they just don't want to, they can choose not to, and we simply move on. We always reward that positive behavior that we're looking for, and that maintains a very strong relationship. In fact, it's said to be the best way to train anything and anyone. So I challenge you to go out, try it on your friends, family, see how well it might work for you with this positive reinforcement method. Of course, sometimes animals don't have the most positive relationship with humans. Her body's a little bit different. She has some visible scars from her injuries. Both Helen and Hannah were rescued from being accidentally entangled in fixed fishing nets off the coast of Japan. They were luckily rescued, brought to a rehabilitation center, but ultimately deemed non-releasable. Fortunately for us, in 2005, we were able to provide them a permanent home here at the Wild Coast, where we've been taking care of them each and every day, just like you see here. And from this, we're hoping to ask and answer some big questions, like how do they face all these different dangers, and what can we do to protect them? So, fortunately for us, we have this opportunity, and we're hoping that it can do some great, it can be great for them, for dolphins just like these in the future. But if you want to help out, you simply can just eat some great sustainable seafood options. Does anyone like seafood?
Yeah.
Yeah. Helen and Hannah are saying yes as well. We sit over here, we do the research, so we want to share it with you. Look around this habitat. You can check out Oceanwise. It's our own program that started here at the Vancouver Aquarium. It lets anyone know across Canada at markets and restaurants that if you see that symbol, that's a good choice. You're keeping dolphins from getting accidentally entangled in those fishing nets. Because being accidentally entangled, it's known as bycatch, it is the #1 threat facing dolphins worldwide. But hopefully, through your efforts to ours, we can help better protect them. So even though these white-sided dolphins are kind of a mysterious species to us, we have a lot of help to take care of them and to protect them. Just by visiting today, you've supported our conservation and research efforts as we are a non-profit organization. On behalf of myself, our trainers, Katie and Charlotte, and of course, our fantastic dolphins, Helen and Hannah.
Woo!
We want to thank you for joining us here tonight. And have an excellent rest of your time at the Vancouver Aquarium. Thank you so much. My name is Jen. If you do have questions, feel free to meet us here at the side of the habitat. We'll do our best to answer them for you. That was the last training session with our dolphins this evening. We do hope you enjoyed it. We have more programming going on throughout the rest of the aquarium. Feel free to check out our sea otters or penguins. They have a few spotlights coming up at 6 p.m. as well as a couple more 4D movies if you haven't checked it out already. And the 4D theater just indoors. Thanks again, everyone. Enjoy your evening.